Today we're going to witness a wrestling brawl in the toy aisle, AEW style. Jazwares asked me to do some toy photography for their AEW action figures, and I thought it would be fun to put them in an unexpected environment outside of the ring. So today I'm going to build them a miniature toy store. I'll start by making some miniature AEW toy boxes. I first had to disassemble one of the action figure boxes and then scan it into my computer. I did a bit of editing and was able to create a template which I printed out in miniature form onto satin photo paper, which has a semi-gloss finish to it. After cutting the template out, I had to glue the yellow part onto the backside before folding it. I then grabbed some plastic packaging from the inner part of the box and cut out a small piece to use as a clear window for the front of the box. And then I glued everything shut. Now for the figure on the inside, I just printed out a photo, folded the sides to give it some depth, and I just slid it through the top of the box. I had to repeat this process several times to create a whole bunch of these little boxes for the scene. Now I also needed to make some boxes for the wrestling rings, and since I don't actually have a wrestling ring of my own, I had to find photos of the boxes online. And I again used those to create some mini templates which I printed out and folded into these little boxes right here. In addition to that, I wanted to make a miniature version of this AEW belt. So I 3D printed a blank belt shape and simply glued a photo of the belt on top of it. I took photos of the box to create a template and put everything together to give me these little belts right here. Finally, I wanted to include a couple of loose figures on the floor of my diorama. So for that, I 3D scanned Wardlow and Brian Cage. I ended up generating these 3D models, which I was able to then 3D print using my resin printer. I then gave them a pretty basic paint job. These were just going to be on the floor of the scene, barely visible, so I didn't need to add too much detail. Now that all the miniature toys were done, all that was left was to build the structure for the diorama. I did this primarily with foam board, paper, and a little bit of glue. I basically just cut out the foam board into the shapes that I wanted and then wrapped paper around each piece to add some color and graphics. With the main structure built and ready to go, I just needed to arrange all those tiny boxes into the scene. I posed the figures inside of the scene, and when everything was in place, I then took a photo with my camera. This is what I ended up with. Be sure to go out and pick up your own AEW figures by Jazwares. They're a lot of fun to play with. And check out more of my art on Instagram and TikTok at Dwayne Shoots Toys.